Was spielen wir denn? Ich habe mich anders entschieden. Ich habe mich anders entschieden. Willkommen beim Stream, wer auch immer zugeschaltet hat. Belegt haben wir. Wellen haben wir. Da fehlt noch Stufe 10. Und konstant fehlt sowieso einiges. Zur Walküre werde ich sie wahrscheinlich machen.
You must try harder.
So.
Hey there.
Inspirational.
So. Wir wollen die ja nur holen, damit wir die Katzen füttern können. Ah, der war schlecht. Oh, ein gelber. Fuck. Nein! Ach komm! Ne, blau wollen wir nicht. Nein, kein Blau. Ich probiere noch einmal. Vielleicht kriegen wir jetzt einen gelben. Ne, einen blauen, schade. Zwei Versuche haben wir noch einen goldenen zu kriegen. So, perfekt. Vielleicht kriegen wir ja noch einen goldenen. Nein, wollen wir nicht. Nein, wollen wir nicht. Den müssen wir jetzt nehmen. Das ist mir relativ egal. Magiekristall, sehr schön. Okay, die hat keinen Hunger mehr. Ja, bin doch da. jetzt müssen wir noch...
Have you witnessed any such behavior? If you see anything similar...
I'm sorry, that just now. I can't.
So. 1.
That looks up.
Du bist voll. Wir wollen ja alle voll kriegen.
Yeah, you just...
This is I appreciate.
Die Du fehlt noch. Und Dimitri.
Remember...
So. Wir haben noch ein paar Unterstützungsgespräche. Ich hole mal kurz was, bin gleich wieder da. So, wer hat denn zugeschaltet? Das weiß ich immer noch nicht. Wer ist denn jetzt hier im Stream?
Your Highness, the hour is late. May I ask where it is you're going?
I'm off to the library for a bit of research before I train. After that, a bath and bed.
Very well. I shall accompany you.
No. There's no need for that. I am a grown man, after all.
You sustained an injury during yesterday's training. My presence may be of use to you.
It was a mere bruise that will heal in no time. No need to fret over me, Dedu.
Are you dissatisfied with me, Your Highness? Please do not hesitate to correct me.
And there it is again.
Yes? What is it?
Well, you often choose to address me as Your Highness. When we first met, you used to call me by my name.
That was because I was unfamiliar with Fodlan's speech. Thinking back, such rude manners were inexcusable.
To be honest, I much preferred it. I feel more comfortable being addressed by my name, rather than with the honorifics that go along with being a prince.
But
Aber.
I did not teach you to read and write so that you know how to address me properly. And I brought you to the academy as my friend, not a vassal.
But Your Highness, a vassal is precisely what I am.
So much has happened since we met, yet we cannot seem to bridge this gap. So be it. I give you leave to return to your quarters. Take an early night and reflect on what I've said. Please.
I couldn't possibly. I said I would accompany you, did I not?
True, but I would much prefer that we take steps to ease this mindset of yours.
Oh. Sehr interessant bei den beiden. Dimitri und Ash, der P-Support.
Your Highness, sorry, I mean Dimitri, would you, do you want to train together today?
Ash, of course, I'm glad you asked. After classes conclude for the day, meet me at the training ground. I'll be waiting. And afterward, let's plan on dinner. We'll certainly have worked up an appetite.
Oh, yes, I suppose, I mean, sure, it'd be, that is, it would be my pleasure to, to dine with you. I mean,
Ash.
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I'm just no good at this. I'll do my best to improve.
Are you still worrying over what I said to you before?
I'm trying to do as you asked, but it's just completely against my nature.
Trust me, I understand the urge to show respect where it is due. However, that is not the case here. Yes, I was brought up in a different family and raised in a different way, but otherwise, you and I are the same.
That all makes sense, Your Highness. But I just can't bring myself to speak to you in such a casual way. Sure, when you get right down to it, royalty like you and common folk like me, we're all just people. But the common folk still rely on the nobility to keep the peace and to keep them safe. Commoners pay the price for that in taxes and respect. That's what Lenato says.
I suppose I can understand that point of view. But the flaw in your logic is that I am not king just yet.
But that's not all there is to it. I also respect you as a person. You carry the weight of the whole kingdom on your shoulders. You're a faultless warrior, and you're always so kind to your allies, even me.
On all accounts, I can say the same of you. But you also have a strong heart. I can't say that about myself. No matter the circumstance, you are never drawn toward darkness. That mindset of yours has done me well on countless occasions.
Well, I do my best. So I guess mutual respect between us is what's really the most appropriate.
Precisely. Which means there's never any need to be nervous or uncomfortable around one another. It seems we may have circled back to where we started with this conversation, but let's at least agree that we both should learn to bend a bit. How's that sound?
All right. Let's start from the beginning then. Would you like to train with me today, Your Highness?
Of course, Ash. Come at me with everything you've got.
Ah. Schöner Support. Schade, dass die keinen Support mehr kriegen. Dimitri und Mercedes, der C-Support.
My goodness. Sword training again today? Don't overdo it, all right?
I certainly won't, but thanks for your concern, Mercedes. It's more of a hobby than anything, so don't worry too much.
A hobby? How wonderful! I would probably get tired of it, but that's just me.
Didn't you say you hope to take the sword test soon?
You're right. I completely forgot that's coming up. What should I do?
To be honest, I've been a bit worried as I haven't seen you at the training ground much.
Why didn't you say something sooner if you were so worried about me?
It didn't occur to me that you could have forgotten. But you're right. I should have mentioned it. As an apology, why don't you let me help you with your swordsmanship?
You would do that for me? I'd really appreciate your help.
Okay, but keep in mind that since we're short on time, we may have to overdo it a little.
I don't like to overdo it, but if we must, I'll try my best.
It's settled. Let's begin. Don't tell me you've forgotten how to hold a sword. We have our work cut out for us.
I usually just hold the sword without thinking about my grip, you know? Let's see what happens now that you've shown me the proper way to handle it. I was nervous at first, but just look at me now. Yeah!
Ouch.
Well, I didn't realize offering to help you would mean risking my life.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just meant to swing the sword. I didn't think it would go flying like that. I'm impressed with how quickly you can dodge.
Yes, I know you didn't intend to murder me, though that scare likely took years off my life.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole sword fighting thing.
Nonsense. It's far too early to give up. The first time I picked up a sword, I was much like you. It's true that different people are better suited to different things. But if you keep at it and refuse to give up, you're certain to improve.
Do you really think so? Thank you, Dimitri. It's very kind of you to... Oh! There's a rip in your cuff, Dimitri. How do you think...
It seems I didn't dodge your sword fast enough. Don't worry, I can easily repair it.
I'm the one who tore it, so I'll be the one who mends it. How does that sound?
No, please don't worry yourself over it. Just focus on your exam.
Und Dimitri mit Annette. Ja, wir haben einige
Good morning, Your Highness. Getting in some early training, huh?
Oh, it's
Supportsprecher.
not too terribly early. And what about you?
Oh, I'm just going for my morning walk. Hey, maybe you'd like to join me. It's a great way to start the day.
Morning walk? Funny. Gustav always kept the same habit. You really do remind me of your father, Annette.
I hear that a lot. Father was always busy with work, so he wasn't around much. But when he was home, he'd often take me with him for his walks.
Annette, something's been weighing on me. Something I've done terribly wrong. Your father, he worked tirelessly. I don't know if I ever saw him take a rest. I feel as though, in a way, we stole him from you.
I'll admit it was a bit lonely growing up. But I understand. Father loved his work. No one ever doubted that. Actually, I've been thinking recently that I'd like to talk to you more, Your Highness.
Oh? Any reason in particular?
Father was a man of few words, both with myself and my mother. But sometimes he would tell me about you. So, you don't really feel like a stranger to me. In a way, it's like I've known you for a long time. Almost as though you're my big brother.
Your big brother?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I let that slip out. That was rude of me.
No, nonsense. I promise you, I don't mind at all. It's certain that my days would have been filled with more fun if I'd had a little sister like you. What kind of things did Gustav tell you about me? I'd love to hear more on this topic.
Do you really want to know? Well, for one, he used to tell this story about when you were a child, and...
You know what? Never mind. I have a feeling about where this is going. How about you forget we had this talk altogether? And don't mention it to anyone.
Jetzt will ich auch wissen, was das für ein Gespräch war. Also, was das für ein Teil der Geschichte ist. Das will ich jetzt noch rausfinden. So, damit hätten wir die Mission fertig. Steht du und Felix.
Hold a moment, dog.
Boah.
Are you speaking to me?
I don't see anyone else here, do you? You're that boar's lapdog.
Do not mock His Highness.
Spoken like a good pet. Why do you follow him with such devotion? Do you really think a man like that is worth it?
Fargus destroyed my homeland. Burned it all to the ground. Slaughtered my people.
The punishment of Dusker.
My father, my mother, my sibling, all were killed. We received no aid, no respite. Fargus murdered our dignity and torched our pride. His Highness is different. He is the only one who sees my people as human. He risked his life to save mine, and it is thanks to him that I no longer wish for death.
That's what we call blind obedience. Tell me, would you give your life for him?
Yes.
And what if he commanded you to join him in his senseless massacre?
I would do it.
Even a massacre of children, or the elderly, or your own comrades?
Without hesitation. You have misunderstood me. I am the sword and shield of His Highness. Weapons do not have a will of their own.
Blind obedience. You're right, I did misunderstand. I shouldn't have called you a lapdog. You're a rabid cur. You and the Boar Prince make quite a team. Two crazed animals.
I warned you not to mock His Highness. I am aware you have a history of friendship with him, but one more word.
I've said my piece. Scamper back to your master.
Du und ich?
At this time of year, the fish are fat. Simply grilling them will bring out their best flavor. Steaming them with herbs is delicious too.
Wow, you know a lot about this. I'm learning so much from you to do. Were you a cook at the castle in Ferdiad?
No.
Did your family own an eatery of some kind?
No. My sister and I helped with cooking at home.
Wow, that's all? I thought I was confident about my skills, but next to you, I feel like an amateur. Hey, could you give me some advice about other kinds of meat besides fish?
Ash.
Uh-oh.
Yes to do?
Why do you spend time with me?
We're friends, right? I just want to get to know you better. Is that so odd?
I am from Dusker.
So, look at me. I came from a life of poverty. I was lucky to even be let in here to study with all these high-class people. I think we have a lot in common.
Being poor and being from Dusker are two different things.
Oh, I know. But we can still be friends, can't we?
You are a peculiar person.
Ja, das stimmt.
So I'm told.
Ich mag echt total. Ist eine meiner Lieblingseinheiten tatsächlich. Ich habe so viele lieb gewonnen. Dadurch, dass ich jede Seite ja schon einmal gespielt habe. Aber ich hatte tatsächlich noch nicht alle Einheiten. So, du und Ingrid.
Are you injured?
No.
Good.
I'd have cut my way through, alone, without your assistance.
My apologies.
Your apologies are empty. I spoke out of turn. I'm sorry, Dedu. His Highness has put his faith in you. You're a valuable comrade, no matter my feelings. The people of Dusker...
Save your breath. There were countless people like you in the capital. People who spat, threw things, insults and stones alike, whenever they pleased. Their anger was natural. I do not begrudge them.
I see.
You owe me no apology, and I will keep my distance on all other occasions. But on the field of battle, allow me to aid you. If you were to fall, His Highness would grieve.
I see. Then I will accept your help. On the battlefield.
Understood.
Ja, Dedu hat es nicht leicht. So, Felix und Sylvain, der C-Support.
Hey Felix, you free? You don't look very busy. Let's go find some girls to chat with.
Chat with them by yourself. You're interrupting my training.
Hey, come on. Don't talk like that. How long have we known each other?
Long enough, if you ask me. We only know each other because of our parents' friendship. I didn't have a say in it.
Is that how it went? Huh. I remember it more like you always following me around. Whenever there was something wrong, like you lost to your brother, or you fought with Dimitri, you'd come crying to me. You were so meek and pure back then. Cute even. Like a baby brother.
That's enough.
What?
I said that's enough!
Hey, sorry. I just came to see if you wanted to pick up some girls. I didn't mean to get on your nerves.
Look, you've been getting on my nerves for years. I've tried to be patient with you, but I'm tired of holding my tongue. You're reckless in your personal affairs and in battle, and you're always prattling on about women.
Well, if a man sees a pretty girl, he can't just let her pass by without commenting. That's just rude.
You're insatiable. Do you ever stop? Certainly not to practice your sword technique. You always skip training. And you never consider how your actions hurt others, or how you hold them back.
That's never my intention. Come on, you know me better than that. I'm not really... Look, if that's the impression I've given you, then I'm sorry.
Mit den beiden könnte das auch noch sehr interessant werden. Dann haben wir noch Felix und Ingrid.
Felix, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Time for a tactics lecture. You'll be there, won't you?
Those things are such a waste of time.
Nonsense. You're going to be there.
Must I?
Why is this such a chore? You went last time. Though you did all you could to disrupt things, as I recall. Brazenly rambling on about clear-cutting a nearby forest to secure a marching route. And attacking an enemy base, stealing their horses. You were incredibly disruptive, and even rude.
I was offering my honest opinion.
Then, you left before we were finished. What do you suppose happened after that?
I have no idea.
Well, the conversation got quite lively. We all began breaking down the viability of your somewhat maniacal plan. And apparently, similar tactics have been used to turn the tides of historic battles.
That may be an exaggeration. Successful armies must be able to handle unexpected situations. That starts with weapon mastery and creative tactics.
If you didn't have so much battlefield experience, you wouldn't be capable of such unique strategies. Which is why we need people like you. People who think creatively to lead the army.
Now you're just massaging my ego.
When have you ever minded? We need you there. Just come on.
Mm-hmm.
Den Support kenne ich schon, deswegen lasse ich euch den mal kurz hören. Bin gleich wieder da. Ich hol mir kurz was zu trinken.
That was quite a sigh. What's wrong, Ingrid?
Tell me, Sylvain, what am I to you?
You're my friend. One of my oldest, in fact.
An old friend, is it? Then why must I clean up the casualties left behind by your skirt chasing?
Nobody asked you to do that. Heck, I thought you enjoyed it. Besides, you're real good at it. I'm excited to continue working with you.
Do you mean to imply you have no intention of acting a bit more respectably?
Please don't yell like that. Everybody's staring at us.
When you were 8, you came on to my sweet, sweet granny. My granny!
Come on. I was 8 and she was That was a long time ago.
Sylvain hit on Ingrid's grandmother? Wow.
People can hear you. Please be quiet.
When you were 10, we went to that harvest festival, and you started making eyes at a scarecrow.
A scarecrow?
Wait a second. That was just an accident. A tragic, tragic accident.
When you were 15, you sought, relentlessly might I add, to involve yourself with Lord Gwyndel's daughter. Who do you suppose made peace with the furious Lord despite having nothing to do with it? Me. Always me, always for you. Every time.
What a jerk.
You know what? This conversation is over. I'm done.
My point is that this has to end. Not later, but now.
Fine. I promise I'll try to change. Are you happy now?
Da bin ich wieder. So. Dann haben wir jetzt noch Ash und Ingrid.
Hi there, Ash. Here to do some reading as well, I take it?
Er kriegt natürlich nicht mit.
Ash?
Huh, Ingrid, you gave me a start. How long have you been standing there?
Not too long. Apologies for startling you. Must be a great book for you to be so deeply engrossed in it. What has you so captivated?
Oh, it's quite an old book. One of the really old legends of Fargus.
Aha! It must be the Sword of Kyphon then, yes?
Oh, so you know it.
Oh yes, I know it quite well. I read it often as a child. In fact, I read it so much that my personal copy fell apart. I brought it everywhere with me. I adore that book. The tale of the warrior Kyphon, whose devotion and loyalty enabled his best friend Luke to become king. He went to great lengths to see things through.
Exactly. I love the image of him charging forward into the fray, ready to take on any obstacle in the name of his king.
Indeed, he was the very picture of the perfect knight. In my opinion, the best chapter is right around the middle of the book.
Ah, the part about the war of the eagle and lion? That's my favorite part. In a flash, Kyphon's sword flew from its scabbard. The knight parried the assassin's blade mere inches from the spine of his king.
Kyphon's blade hummed like the wind, slashing the enemy's throat. In mere moments, their forces lay vanquished, decimated by his mighty blows. I can recite the entirety of it if you like. I never grow weary of that tale, the pinnacle of knighthood, with all its struggles and glory.
I know just what you mean. I never get tired of it. Some people laugh at me for reading these old tales, but I'll never outgrow them. I'm glad to find someone who shares my enthusiasm.
I'm glad of it as well. Tell me, what other books do you enjoy, Ash?
Well, the first one I ever read was Lug and the Maiden of Wind.
You have fantastic taste! That story is another favorite. The final chapter makes me tear up every time.
I know. When I first read it, I just couldn't get that ending out of my head.
It seems we have much in common. I look forward to chatting again sometime.
I'd love to. Yes, let's.
Okay. So. Und das war's. Mit Dimitri können wir nicht. Nein, ich will mal gucken, wo es die rumgeistert. Ah. Ein Abyss. Da müssen wir auch noch rein, stimmt ja. Ah. Ah, da ist sie ja.
Professor, do you have some... You would argue the point? Do you claim to have a view inside my mind? Yes, I thought not. I'm doing strenuous mental exercises. My magical theories require rigorous fine-tuning. I shall never finish this task if I am not left to my own devices. Run along now.
Okay. Hier ist nichts.
Nope. Someone's right, but this army's picking a fight with the church. So as far as I'm concerned, hate's a strong word. Rhea and her lackeys like to pretend they're always in the right, but they're
Ja,
not.
das stimmt.
What? Sorry.
Kapitel 5. Und hier Kapitel 4.
Haven't seen any suspicious types on the surface lately, have you? Beefy, mean-looking folks.
Nö.
Beautiful. Guess those lowlifes haven't tracked me down. Bounty hunters are the worst, yeah? They can't just let me be, so I have to go... Don't beat around the bush, pal. You want my... I get it. If I were you, I'd want to recruit me too.
Kapitel 4. Ich dachte echt, Kapitel 4 hätte ich schon abgeschlossen. Egal. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Unten Schnitter. Das muss doch mit... wir kaufen hier auch noch einen Schnitter. Wir haben die Punkte. Lanzen. Er kann schon eine Meisterlanze führen? Hätte ich ja nicht gedacht. Ah, noch keine Silberlanze. Die Du will ich ein paar Äxte kaufen, definitiv. So. Felix kriegt auch noch einen Schnitter. Ash hat seine Bögen. Du hast deine Lanzen. Ja, das passt.
Need something? See you again soon.
Ja, dann kann man das Erkunden tatsächlich beenden.
My, thank you so much. I am grateful. Thank you so much.
So. Ich glaube, bei ihm muss ich noch landen.
This will be useful.
Konstant.
You see, I shall like a do. You see. Feels
So.
pretty.
Da hast du wenigstens den Bogen schon mal auf C.
I get it.
Und jetzt noch Schwert.
That was
So, das reicht, weil du ja eh reizt.
it all. I appreciate.
So. Mercedes. Sylvain.
I thought... I'm really... Alright. I thought...
Du kriegst noch Rüstung. Oh, das war's schon.
Hey there, Professor.
Oh ja, komm. Ja, möchte ich.
Oh, it's only you. Is there some reason you're here?
Ich hab mich nur umgesehen.
Your gaze was rather piercing for someone who was just looking. Oh, I see now. You found yourself captivated by my charms. This sort of thing happens all the time to those of us blessed with such transcendent beauty.
Nein.
If you say so. You seem a trifle stuck on the point, if you ask me. Now then, you may call yourself my tutor if you wish, and I shall attend your classes. But none of this charade will make the idea of a mercenary teaching me any less absurd. What was that look? Are you trying to convey that I'm a mere commoner like yourself?
Yep.
Well, you are correct. Think of me as a temporarily embarrassed noble. Even a gilded wyvern must take refuge in its cave occasionally, but in time, it will soar free once more. I shall fly, bold and beautiful into the skies again. My nobility and all of House Nouvelle shall be restored.
Viel Glück.
Luck isn't a thing that you can bestow or that I need. I will do this. When I restore the glory of my house, you may serve me in some menial way. I may even pay you.
Ein interessanter Vorschlag.
Is that the most you can say when offered such a tantalizing prize? Say whatever you like, if it makes you feel better. It shall not sway me one way or the other. You look as though you want to say something. Allow me to save you the effort. If you intend to tutor me, I will require you to first prove that time will not be wasted. Show me not just your talent for teaching, but your wisdom, your skill, your mettle, your sense of authority. Of course! I've been struck by my own genius. You may assist me in my research. That ought to provide a chance for you to grasp the extent of how magnificent I am. It will also afford me the time I need to scrutinize your character. It's a plan so perfect that you can't turn it down, huh?
Hilfe! Oh, ist die schräg! Ist die schräg!
Pretty good job.
That worked out well.
I've deepened my understanding.
Wir machen mal das Seminar. Einfach weil wir es können.
The glory of progress.
So, Marktplatz, Arsenal, Vorrat, Laden, sorry. Und hier kaufen wir auch 2 von. Sind wir zwar pleite, aber das ist okay.
Thank you so
I have to say, it's a real honor to accompany such a brave and distinguished knight. None other than Catherine, wielder of Thunderbrand.
You mean you don't know? My weapon is called Thunderbrand. It's one of the hero's relics. A long time ago, the goddess bestowed divine weapons upon 10 heroes, which were passed down to their descendants. It's an honor to wield, but I'm afraid there won't be any chance for that today. Our mission is to help clean up the aftermath, not to fight.
Why would Lenato incite such a reckless rebellion?
You should know more about that than any of us, Ash.
Well, I don't. Lenato never mentioned anything of the like to me.
He probably didn't want you getting caught up in his own personal vendetta.
I'm Lenato's adopted son. He raised me as though I were his own blood. He was always so kind. I don't understand. I guess it has to do with Kristoff.
How much do you know about the tragedy of Dusker, Professor?
Nicht so viel, leider.
It's when the king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus was murdered by the people of Dusker. It happened about 4 years ago.
It's okay, Catherine. Please, go on.
Right. Well, Lord Lenato's son, Kristoff, was accused of being involved in that whole awful affair. He was executed by the church. Speaking from the church's perspective, we simply passed judgment according to our doctrine in place of the kingdom, which was in complete chaos. Whatever the truth behind that incident may be, Lord Lenato has harbored resentment toward the church ever since. Well, to be more specific, his grudge isn't only against the church. It's also against the one who turned Kristoff over to them.
Report! The enemy is approaching. They can't be avoided. Their numbers are far greater than we predicted. They used the fog to slip past the Knight's perimeter.
It looks like our mission just changed, Professor. Everyone, prepare for battle!
Jo. So.
Thank you so much. I am grateful. I have gratitude.
Und wie wir sehen, sehen wir nicht. So. Das heißt, wir brauchen noch ein paar Fackeln. Haben wir Fackeln? Ne, wir haben keine Fackeln. 600 kosten die.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Is that the one?
So,
Thanks a bunch.
das hätten wir auch.
Come back
Ah ne,
soon.
ich wollte den auch kaufen.
Welcome.
Fackeln.
Is that the one?
Wir kaufen 4 Fackeln.
Come back.
Du kriegst auf jeden Fall eine Mixtur. Fackel kriegst du jetzt nicht. So. Du kriegst auf jeden Fall auch Mixturen. Sylvain. Du kriegst eine Mixtur und Fackel. Ash. Du kriegst auch noch Mixturen. Fackeln. Mixtur, Symmetrie, Mixtur, und Fackel. Fackel.
With this fog, it's impossible to The enemy could be trying to surround us, but they shouldn't have enough soldiers to form a take down anyone who breaks through the fog.
Shouting from within the fog. It seems the knights are already back.
Proceed with caution. Wait for them to...
I'll cut through.
So. Dimitri kann ich ja ohne Probleme da drin stehen lassen.
What should I do?
Du kommst da mit hin.
Here goes.
Hier kommt man mit zu den Verbündeten.
Ah, okay.
Ready.
I'll give it my all.
Aye, aye.
I'm on it.
Stay focused.
You think we're... Why, Lenato? Why did you drag so many others into this?
Too slow.
Ich sage, Dimitri kann ich ohne Probleme da drin stehen lassen. Boah! Nee, du nimmst mal damit bitte deine Lanze.
Saw that coming. Too slow.
Natürlich triffst du. Jupp, habe ich mir schon gedacht. Sylvain kann ruhig dahin.
Thank you.
So obvious.
Ja, Dimitri steckt das ja locker weg.
Predictable.
Und tschüss. Natürlich Richtung.
Is that all?
Oh. Das ist sehr schön. So. Und Ingrid kann hier den Rest nehmen. Wupp. Ich komme dahin. Stratege machen wir gerne.
Well done.
Levelt auch nämlich noch ein bisschen. Wie gesagt, findet ihr das alles aus. Und Ingrid hält das auch aus. So. Die Seite jetzt.
I won't let you anywhere near Lord Lon...
Ich krieg den locker weg.
Thank you.
Den kriegt man auch locker weg. Dann nehmen wir die Du.
Lord Lenato, I am sorry, but did...
So. Ingrid Level 10, sehr schön.
It's you. Thunderstrike Cassandra. It was your wretched zealotry that killed my son!
The only name I answer to is Catherine. Prepare to taste the blade of one who serves the goddess. Now you face a knight of Theros!
Oh.
The fog is cleared. There's nothing left to hide you or the filthy Central Church from the judgment of the goddess.
So, bewegst du dich eigentlich? Nein. Du kommst dran. Und zwar nur du. Dann machen wir das folgendermaßen. Geh du einmal anlocken. Du kannst kurz heilen.
You saved me.
Dimitri, du lockst hier an. Und wir beide locken hier an.
Lord Lenato doesn't deserve such sadness and anger. Now it's your turn to suffer. Okay, du kommst bis dahin. Einmal das Eisenschwert reicht. Oh, das ist eine Mal der Schaden macht. So. So. Wer kommt von euch? Ihr kommt alle drei ein, ne? Ja. Gut. Dann lasse ich euch mal aufrücken.
Du anlocken. Du anlocken. Ihr stellt euch mal nebenan auf. Ach, du stirbst eh. Ich sag gerade, du stirbst eh. Klau mir doch nicht meine Kills! Machen wir das so. Nein, ich wollte dich haben. Danke. Kann ich dem nicht so sagen, sollen wir einfach warten?
Saw that coming.
Thanks.
So. Du kannst das einsammeln.
You have lost. You want to fight me? So be it.
So.
Sorry.
So, ihr beide werdet wahrscheinlich eh nicht mehr rechtzeitig kommen, deswegen könnt ihr jetzt hier einsammeln, was einzusammeln geht.
You have been deceived by that witch.
Wie doof bist du? Okay, der ist schön doof. Okay, 14. Jupp.
Stand down, Ash. I must destroy these evildoers by any means necessary.
Please surrender, Lenato. Whatever your reasons for doing this, we can still talk it out.
Rhea is an infidel who has deceived the people and desecrated the goddess. We have virtue and the goddess herself on our side.
Even if all that's true, dragging the townsfolk into it like this isn't right.
Enough. If that is how you feel, prepare yourself. I'm putting an end to this.
Oh, 13. Yep.
That vile woman. Kristoff, forgive me.
Oh, was hat sie denn für scheiß Level up?
Lonato,
I never thought I'd see Lonato meet this fate. Well done, everyone. Let's gather our troops and go.
Oh Mann.
Why did this happen? Lonato was always such a kind man. Everyone in the village was so nice to me, and I killed them. I killed them all. I had to. I know I had to. I know that, but still, what does that make me?
Please, don't beat yourself up, Ash. We did what had to be done.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bothering you. I'm going to check on the town. I hope my brother and sister are okay.
That was my first time killing civilians too. Those who I'm sworn to protect. Are you insane? Those weren't knights or soldiers, but fathers and sons! We shouldn't have killed them! We should have found another way! I'm sorry. It's not fair for me to blame you for the circumstance. I know that if we hadn't done what we did, even more civilian lives would have been lost. At least my mind understands that, but my heart... Professor, those in power, no matter the era, always claim they fight for a just cause, that they take life to protect it. But is it truly okay to take any life you please? All in service of some implacable, just cause? Lord Lonato didn't take up arms out of a lust for power. He simply believed his cause to be just. Who's to say it wasn't? Maybe we didn't have to cut him down like that. Maybe we could have reached a mutual understanding, found a path of peace. I have to believe that. Perhaps the notion sounds laughable to you. Mere lip service to naive ideals. But I can't believe otherwise.
Sorry to intrude, but this incident may be more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Lonato. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea. We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to ignore. We must report this to Lady Rhea right away. I hope that it's nothing.
I am glad to see that you have returned safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection. But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped. I am not so sure. I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia. However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians. I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Lonato's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. We must maintain constant vigilance. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The rite of rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seiros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess. The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins. Of course, the knights will be on high alert as well, but there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
Part 1. White Clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The Goddess's Rite of Rebirth. As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the Blue Sea Star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garreg Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. Every true follower of the Church of Seiros is sure to be in attendance.
Ja, aber ich würde sagen, das war's vom Stream. Ich glaube gerade keiner online, ne? In den ich euch weitergeben könnte. Von daher würde ich sagen, wir hören uns und sehen uns morgen. Wie gewohnt abends Overwatch. Und den Rest werden wir sehen. Bis dahin. Macht's gut. Gut Nächtle. Und ciao.